the epic love story of Antony and Cleopatra. It's an epic climax that not even Shakespeare could top. Egypt's Queen Cleopatra VII hid in her own tomb in Alexandria as Rome's Octavian, known as Augustus, closed in on her and her family. However, she is not the only one. His name is Mark Antony. He was a Roman general and politician who lived from 83 BC to 30 BC. She has him in her arms. Cleopatra wailing and pounding her chest, she smeared herself with his blood as he slipped away. Normally, she's an expert at maintaining her composure. Cleopatra clutches Antony as he dies. She'll be the next to go after he's laid to rest. When they were in their prime, they began a decade-long romance. In addition to being smart, silver-tongued, charming, and well-educated, Cleopatra was also Egypt's divine Ptolemaic monarch and the wealthiest woman in the Mediterranean. Known for his thick crown of curls and aquiline features, politician and soldier Antony was described as broad-shouldered, bull-necked, absurdly gorgeous. Antony was a favorite of Caesar because of his boisterous, mirthful, gloomy, and lusty demeanor. Following the death of Caesar in 43 BC, Antony created an uneasy triumvirate with Marcus Aemilius Lepidus and Caesar's nephew Octavian to administer the vast Roman Republic. The eastern regions of the empire were given to Antony. The city of Tarsus, located on the coast of what is now Turkey, was the location of Antony's visit to Cleopatra in 41 BC. Cleopatra had been his mentor, Caesar's youthful mistress, when he first met her in Rome. As for Cleopatra, Antony met a far more advanced version of her. A period when women are at their most brilliantly beautiful and intellectually powerful, Plutarch claimed that Caesar had known her while she was still a girl and naive in relationships. At the time, she was traveling to meet Antony. Antony's passion for show and Rome's interest in her wealth had Cleopatra plan an arrival into Tarsus calculated to stun Antony. Shifts Cleopatra. A Life describes her arrival as an explosion of color with purple sails spilling towards the city. As painted cupids, the attractive young men stood by her side and fanned her as she sat under a gold-spangled canopy. Her most beautiful servants were also decked up in sea nymph and grace attire, some manning the rudder and others manning the ropes. The riverbanks were filled with the heady scents of innumerable incense offerings. The showmanship was effective. A Greek historian called Appian wrote that when Antony saw her, he fell in love with her like a young man, right away. Partying with the Romans, Cleopatra didn't stop there. She showed off her wealth by giving away the furniture, jewels and wall decor from the parties, as well as a lot of other things. Antony, who was determined to rival her in magnificence and elegance, hosted his own events that never quite lived up to hers. Though it looks like they were attracted to each other, it was also politically savvy and thought to work well with the situation at hand. Since Cleopatra relied on Antony financially for her military campaigns in the East, it is clear that Antony was essential to both Cleopatra's survival and the assertion of Caesarion's heirship claims. Cleopatra's reign in Alexandria brought a revival to the city's art, culture, and scholarship. The Society of the Inimitable Livers, a drinking club founded by the two strong monarchs, was named after their penchant for partying like college students. Plutarch described the members' daily entertainment as an excessive expense beyond measure or belief. There was a lot of playful banter between the newlyweds. Cleopatra allegedly bet Antony that she could spend 10 million sesterces on a single supper during a feast, according to tradition. According to Pliny the Elder, she requested the second meal be served. The servants had just one vinegar-filled jar ready for her when she arrived, as per earlier orders. She removed one of her earrings, put the pearl in vinegar, and then swallowed it whole. It was also an occasion for Antony to be irritated with his fishing rod during a riverside entertainment. Cleopatra jokingly said, "Leave the fishing pole to us. Cities, kingdoms, and continents are the victims of your snares," says the dragon. Antony was shortly on his way to Rome, where he would bring word of his victories. Cleopatra gave birth to their twins Alexander Helios and Cleopatra Selene while he was away in 40 BC. Octavia, Octavian's sister, married Antony in the same year. It took almost 4 years after Antony and Cleopatra were married before they were reunited at Antioch, Syria's capital, in 37 BC. It was as if nothing had happened, and they even issued coinage embossed with both their portraits. For the first time, Antony saw his twins and gave their mother a generous amount of property. According to Schiff, save for slivers of Judea, Cleopatra controlled practically the whole eastern Mediterranean coast, from what is now eastern Libya in Africa, north through Israel, Lebanon, and Syria to southern Turkey in 37. 2 years later, Antony's military and administrative achievements carried him all over the Mediterranean, so the pair regularly traveled together. He started to lose thousands of troops during this time period because his military strength began to fade. Plutarch, on the other hand, would throw the responsibility on Cleopatra for the disasters of Antony and Cleopatra. How did he start the war before it was supposed to start? He did not know how to do anything. Because of his lack of self-control, he was always looking forward to his return to her, and he was more concerned with defeating the enemy than he was with conquering it. In spite of this, Antony's fortunes were momentarily restored when he overthrew the Armenian monarchy. As a result, the Armenian royal family was displayed in chains in Alexandria in 34 BC. Following their reunion, the two most wonderful persons in the world organized an event known as the Donations of Alexandria. The Alexandrians uncovered a second silver platform in the complex's open court that autumn day, on which stood 2 gigantic golden thrones. One was inhabited by Mark Antony. He encouraged Cleopatra to join him on the other side, referring to her as the new Isis. In her full regalia, she wore the chiton of that deity, which had a fringed hem that reached to her ankles. Traditional triangular crowns or cobras with vulture caps may have been on her head. According to legend, Antony donned a gold-embroidered robe and high Greek boots to represent the god Dionysus. They had 4 smaller thrones for Cleopatra's children to sit on at their feet. Antony spoke to the gathering crowd in a low, husky voice. Antony awarded estates to his and Cleopatra's children as a deliberate provocation to Octavian, demonstrating unequivocally that their family constituted the East's dynasty. Octavian couldn't take it any farther. The triumvirate dissolved in 33 BC. The next year, Antony and Octavia divorced. No more pretending to be pals or partners between the two guys. Before long, Octavian launched war on Antony's real love, Cleopatra. Despite Cleopatra's wealth and the combined military skill of her and her husband, the Roman army was an unbeatable foe. A luxurious drinking club named Companions to the Death was formed by the lovers as Octavian's army drew in on Alexandria. Many of Antony's trusted advisors as well as a large portion of his army fled. Cleopatra built a new temple to Isis, which she termed her tomb, while Antony fought Octavian's army. She stuffed the tomb full with precious stones, jewels, and artwork, as well as gold chests, regal robes, and jars of cinnamon and frankincense, all of which were needs to her, but extravagances to the rest of the world. A large amount of kindling also accompanied those riches. The treasures of Egypt would vanish if she were to vanish. Octavian couldn't bear the idea. Cleopatra may possibly have been privately negotiating with Octavian, which Antony was unaware of. While Antony was doomed, Cleopatra may have realized that Antony's offspring may not be as doomed. In order to keep Antony informed, she sent him a message saying she had committed suicide.